All right, now I got audio. Wow, look at there. I forgot to push the button. It's okay. Look at all those viewers I got. So this T-shirt, Detroit Disclosure, is something that my friend Emily came up with. It's like people getting together to talk about stuff, about all that stuff people are learning about right now. A lot of it, government programs and shit like that. Yeah, let's talk about the government programs. What's your most interesting government program? For me, it's definitely the MK Ultra related stuff. That's for sure. Um, One of the reasons is because it's essentially being done right now, but on a mass scale. Oh yeah, it's a fear based thing. That's what really, they tried to play it off like MK Ultra was just like some LSD type stuff. But no, 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 no. Going way further than that. Don't even be fooled. The whole idea of what happens to a human when they're in fear is something they know how to take advantage of, right? That's why all the time it's like this. They put it in the air. Everybody reacts. Ah! And then fear, what? Turns into hate. They're doing it. Guys, we can't we can't be chumps like this. We can't be chumps like this. Yeah, you agree, right? So I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just laying it all out, telling it like it is. Because if you want to get something different, you know, well, look at this. It's like a project, okay? Like, if you hire me to make it so that we could we could actually, how would you say, if we could do what we got to do in terms of the unity thing and demand some government stuff, that would work out really good. Look, there's already, I know it's going to sound like my plan, but there's already people talking about this. All right, has been for a long time. Essentially, what we're talking about is disclosure. That's what it's all about. And that's kind of a big deal, right? There's been a lot of talk about this for a long time. You know, because if we were to be able to do what we need to do to actually affect the change to make shit work for the benefit of us, well, that comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, like this Epstein shit is real big, okay? I don't think people really realize how deep this shit goes. All right, it goes deep, and people ain't ready for it. I don't think people are ready for how deep. They just want like to get oh. If you think this is about getting a video of a congressperson or president or whoever, you know, having sex with a little kid, and then see they're guilty, and then they go to jail. No, 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 no. This That's not where that's gonna end at all. and where it goes, how much are people ready for? That's what that's about. That's what that's about. People don't want to know because it's kind of scary. It's scary. I think we should admit it. It's kind of scary where it could go. Be that as it may, doesn't change the fact that it's definitely there. And so what I'm talking about, trying to convince people, no, we gotta stop that. There is enough of us already. I know a lot of people have this idea, trying to wake people up, wake people up, wake people up. I don't know about you, but it wasn't because somebody was telling me, wake up, wake up. It's because you go through your own stuff. You get there your own way. Everybody's got their way. Everybody's got their path. But what's going on there is people make a choice. Do I want to just accept what's in front of me, or do I want to maybe expand my knowledge? And some people expand their knowledge and they realize, shit, this is some shit. Look what's going on out here. All this war bullshit, killing people. You got people that aren't in the greatest situations with their families and stuff. Man, the government doesn't give a damn about you. Oh, these people. Because they're bought and paid for by, big banks. And they know this is a psychological game. Look, you can play it. I don't want to play it. So at the end of the day, it is the conservatives' responsibility to really make it a big deal to love thy neighbor, essentially. And what we need now is an expression of love. We do all love each other. So let's tell each other that. This is like that love movement kind of idea. I definitely appeal to Christians. Again, I'm not Christian, but I see where you're coming from. Okay? I looked up a whole bunch of stuff related to history, the Bible, the history of the Bible. There's a lot to that. And I'm talking about exactly what Jesus was talking about. It's the same. I mean, it's obvious. It's like A plus B equals C. Love, right? God is love. What's the best way to bring God into the picture right now? Because we need that in this picture right now, okay? Right? However you want to characterize how you define God, that's it, okay? There's no other way around that. No other way around that. So if you know or you agree, I know Jesus would, for sure, then right now is the time. So what are you waiting for? It's right in front of you. Come on. Right? Y'all need to stop fighting with the liberals and let them know, hey, baby, it's okay. We're going to make this. I love you, but I got to go down and rebuild the foundation of the house to make sure we have a house in the first place. Get it? Real simple. So, right now, is this there is a particular situation going on right now that would have been helpful if we would have got our act together and actually done something about. But we didn't, right? Because we're caught up with this bullshit in the media, left versus right. Oh my God, Trump. Oh my God, Trump. In the meantime, look what they doing over there. That's a crying motherfucking shame. If you ask me, this is maybe one of the obvious places to agree on. Clearly. I mean, I don't know what that's all about, although I do have some ideas about what that's about. Oh yeah, you bet you I do. I'm surprised nobody's even talked about them. Let's just say there's a very powerful family at play here. Seemingly, one of them basically owns Israel, and they also own our money. So it's like, damn. Whatever that is all about. What happened over there is a crying shame. You know, I was a little surprised. I mean, I was like, wow, that's bold. That's bold. You know, it's kind of scary bold. Because everybody thinks that, oh, the Jews were persecuted and, you know, Hitler wanted to kill all the Jews, which, you know, some of which is true. But then to have them same people turn around and, you know, wow, right? So, you know, what is all that about? There's something to that. There's something behind that. Of course, obviously, right? Who would do that? Nobody in their right mind would do that. That ain't cool. That's not cool. You know, yeah, we can agree a whole lot on that situation. We can also, you know, we could also do is learn, right? Increase our knowledge. You know, what's really behind that? What's really going on with that? That's not right. You learn about, for example, Netanyahu, what his real name is. You know, he's Polish. He's got a Polish last name. But he changed his name. It's like basically these people came up in there and said, ha ha, we're going to take over, ha ha ha. What? And they played mind games with everybody. And a whole bunch of people were involved behind that. That whole thing goes back, you know, that whole situation goes back probably, you know, 500 years at least, maybe more. It goes back several hundred years, for sure. You could make a case that it goes back 1,000 years if you get into all that like Templar stuff. You know, why did this guy named King James from the UK, you know, put the Bible together? What's that all about? Yeah, that whole thing is got a lot to do with deep global world stuff. I don't have all the answers about what it is, and you know what? What I do know They're not being honest with us about what the fuck that's all about. Why they get to come up in our country and tell us what to do. I mean, for real, wow. That's pretty bold. So, yeah, I think that's an obvious place we can agree on. Because if not, they just come in and take over. You know, do we have to like the military involved? No, for real, because it seems like a takeover of the country. They play this mind game that they're just constantly throwing at everybody right now with all their might, saying that if you say what I just said, that means you have hate. It's like, look, when people have this thing that they do that thing where they just completely disregard your concern and tell you that it's because you're a bad person. That's like it's a clear show that they don't give a fuck about you. So really, you gotta stop talking to them. They're they're they are in fact evil. I mean, because either they're possessed by evil spirits, which could be, or you know, or they just completely 100% know what the hell they're doing and don't give a fuck. They're all criminals. I mean, look what happened 5 years ago. Are you kidding me? That whole thing? I tried telling people. I tried telling people. They don't listen to me. But it's not because I'm smart. It's because I seek knowledge. That's all. People got this thing where like, oh, you're smart, you're dumb. No. It's do you want to know or you don't want to know? Either you want to know or you don't want to know. And if you do want to know, you're going to find out some shit. And then you realize, oh my motherfucking God. Look at these people. Look at the shit they do. That ain't cool. Start asking, who's in charge here? Hey, y'all got to go. Because this is not working for us. But I get it though. A lot of people, they don't have time to pay attention. Everybody's working. But look, there are people, and that's what I'm talking to. You guys know all this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Question is, what are we going to do about it? And this revolution happens when we decide to take the next step to bring love into the picture. The left and the right got to realize you guys are each other's best friends. Okay? Neither of you are better than the other. The whole task here is to recognize that we've been tricked into thinking that we're each other's enemies. And this is not true in any way, shape, or form. Imagine what the world would be like if we didn't have these motherfuckers fucking with our heads all day. And this ain't no conspiracy theory. It's really right in front of everybody's faces. It's like the big elephant in the room. So, yeah, the left and the right must unite. It's job number one. Job number one. Job number one. Job number one. So, I got these t-shirts you guys can buy. Click on the link. Click on the link.